My friends at Nordic Flash sent me this to test, and of course you've seen these before to mount on your car with a GoPro Hero 3. I'm going to put my Hero 3, I put a Hero 3 Plus inside this frame with one of the regular standard Hero 3 mounts. We're going to test this. Show them the pug, Nikki. This is Niko. She's a female pug, and I want to get one of those shots where you have the GoPro mount on the outside of the car and the dog hangs out the window, and let's see if we get her chops flapping in the breeze. That's kind of what we're doing. So I've never used one of these before, hope I don't lose my GoPro. Let's give it a shot. So folks, I'm in the studio now making this commentary, and there's Niko sticking out the window. And the thing we found out right quick is that pugs' chops don't seem to flop in the wind at speeds less than 45 miles per hour, because I was kind of paranoid. I didn't want to go overly fast till I knew this thing would hold, and so I go at speeds of between 30 and 45 miles per hour here. And we're getting ready to slow down a little bit. Some guinea fowl come out across the road here just in a minute, and we have to avoid those. You'll see those kind of down here on the left. I put a little tag here so you can see them down in the bottom left. I was shooting this at 720 frames per second. I did not shoot with my Plus. I shot with a regular Hero 3 Black Edition, 120 frames per second, 720p. I actually zoom in a little bit on Niko's face here now and again. I did on this downhill here go about 45 miles per hour, and it held pretty well. I zoomed in a little bit there artificially with software, hoping that I could see her. Like I say, you've seen those videos where the dogs go really fast down the road and the air gets in their mouth and it makes really funny faces. Well, I guess with pugs, their faces are more resilient than I thought. So, but anyway, pretty cool. You can see it shakes just a little bit, and I think that's because the camera sits up so high. We're at a place called Abby's Chapel Church there. So I get out and I reposition the GoPro here at this point. I thought I'd try to do this kind of thing to see what it would look like point of view in the car. That would be kind of neat to use in a movie or something maybe. Then I went and I actually placed the Nordic Flash Suction Mount on the windshield. And now what you have to do, some of my buddies who have talked to me on YouTube about these kinds of devices say really get your surface clean. So I'd taken a washcloth, I slowed that down a little bit because I thought it was cute, her flapping her head. I took a washcloth out and washed the surfaces off and then dried them really well so that the Nordic Flash suction cup would stick really well and hold. And I mean, folks, it holds really solid. You can't pull it off the windshield. I was a little afraid about the paint, where it was on the paint at first, but it seems to hold really well there too. I'd like to get it out and test it at speeds like up to 60 or so miles per hour. My buddy Rich Cove in England has, I think, had his up to speeds like 60 or 70 miles per hour. Same kind, same looking construct. I don't think his was from Nordic Flash, but Nordic Flash sent me a bunch of things to test. So this was fun. We're up on Mineral Springs Mountain, the very top of it. I just kind of included this video so you can see what the mountain views are back in the background. That's the far Appalachians there behind Niko. So we live up on top of a ridge about on 1,800 feet or so. And it overlooks the Catawba Valley and the mountains off far in the distance. I slowed this down just a little bit to see what it looked like. Her ears just flop up in the breeze is about the only effect I'm getting. And we're coming pretty close to the end here, and I'll make some commentary once we get to the house, talking about how I mounted the suction mount, and kind of what I thought of it. Same sorts of things I've said here. But I'll just go ahead and end it and let myself talk here just for a moment and tell you what. So I just shot my video of Niko with this mounted on the car, and it worked really well. My car's a little dirty because it's just been dusty around here lately. But I shot the first part of it. I think I had this mounted right here, and it worked just great. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna try to hold this one GoPro while I do this, but you just mash it down there. I took a washcloth and got all the dirt off the side here. You just press that thing down. And I wasn't able to hold it and hold the other GoPro at the same time, but it held very solid. I pressed it down real hard and hit the lever. It worked just great. Now I did another shot of it where you can see with a little bit of spot right here where I had it, but I had the GoPro right here on the glass shooting back at her. I did 720 frames per second. Boy, it doesn't want to come off even there. I haven't even pulled the lever down. But there you can see kind of how it holds. I'll go ahead and knock the lever down there so you see. Very sturdy. We went at speeds about 45 miles per hour. I'm sure I could have gone faster. That's how fast I went. That pillow that's in the car there is what Nikki puts on her lap when Niko sits on her lap. So that's how I shot some of the views I did. And we'll see how they turned out. To get it off, it's so on there so tight, you have to pull the little lever up. Then you have a little tab here that you pull to get some air under it, and that lets it go. So folks, that works really well. Nordic Flash. Now there are different companies that make the same sort of thing, but Nordic Flash is the people that sent me this sample to test. I would say it's worth having, particularly if you want to mount your GoPro in unusual spots on your car. You see what I do here up on top. I just put a lot of times, I have just regular GoPro mounts on my windshield, and these things do not come off. So that's how I do my driving videos, front, left, and right. You see I have one over there. So yeah, that's typically how I do it, but this is a useful tool. It's very functional, holds very tight. When you're riding down the road, it seems to shake just a little bit. And maybe because it's kind of elevated way up high. I imagine what you want to do is definitely use the frame, not the plastic case. Just get all the weight that you can off of it. Let's see how the video turned out. And of course, we know it turned out just great. Hopefully that helps, folks. Peace to all. Cheers, and subscribe if you like.